So I have to tell you, usually when I do one of these lives, I have something very technique based or something more in mind. But today, I hope you don't mind indulging me. I'm totally going to just make a card that I've wanted to make. I've had a set in my stash for a long time, for several months, and I haven't used it yet. And I just wanted to play with it. So I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to go for it. So I'm going to go ahead and switch our camera view. Okay, so as I was saying, today there's a card I've been kind of had in my mind, and there's a set I've really wanted to play with, so I'm just going to go for it. And it's not even a new release. It's one that's been around for a long time, but I have never used it, so I was really excited to just make something with this. And that is called Berry Special. I also saw it on the site called Berry Thankful, so you'll find it under one of those two names. And I really wanted to use these little strawberries. I am a huge fan of strawberries. So we are going to play with that. And one of the reasons why I wanted to make a card was a few weeks back, maybe a month ago, Brutus Monroe got these really cute little embellishments in. They're called Sprinkletz. These ones are called My Treat. And look at the little strawberries. There's little strawberries and little sprinkles in there. So I thought I want to make something using both of those together. So that's what we're going to do today. So
Candy says I love the stamp set. It's on my wish list.
Oh, Candy, I do too. It really is a pretty one. I mean, you've got your strawberries, you've got your raspberries or blackberries, whatever you want that to be, and then you've got your blueberries. I'm a fan of all of those. So I'm not going to do a ton of coloring, but I do want to I'm just going to color one strawberry just to kind of give you an idea of how I did that. And I'm going to do that using my Triblend markers. And I've got dark red blend, dull green blend, and gold brown blend. So I'm going to start with, if you haven't ever used these before, I do have a few videos in my, on my YouTube channel if you need to learn how to use the Triblends, but I'll just do a very brief explanation right now. So first thing I'm going to do is take my lightest color, and the nice thing about these is you've got 3 colors in your Triblend, and I've got my light here, my mid-tone here, and my dark on the other end. And we're going to start with the lightest, and these are alcohol markers, and I'm going to cut all the way up to the black line. So it's okay if it bleeds over a little bit, but I will tell you if you are new to alcohol markers, that and I just color automatically right there. I don't have my glasses on again. So that's not going to matter, but if you do want to leave a little white around your image, don't get too close to the edges because alcohol markers tend to bleed just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of color around. I'm kind of leaving the little seeds lighter so that if I want to, I can come in with another color.
Jackie says those are cool.
Oh, yeah, I love these markers, Jackie. These are really, really great. Especially if you are a beginner when it comes to alcohol markers, because for 2 reasons. One is that they've got your colors already picked out for you. It makes that guesswork gone. And also because you've got your 3 colors that you need all in one marker, and that's a little bit more cost effective when you're starting out, especially. If you are an experienced alcohol marker person, then you may notice, I think that like Copic markers, I think they blend a little easier, but as I've played with these, I feel like I'm kind of getting the hang of how these ones work, and that could just be the fact that they're just 2 different markers. They behave a little bit differently, and you just kind of get used to that. But I think these are great. I love them. I wish there were more colors because I definitely, these are my go-to. Are they what?
Easier to blend.
I was just saying I don't think that they blend quite as readily, but you can definitely work out the blend it just takes a little practice. The color doesn't move quite as easily. But I really like them, and especially, like I said, for the price, and also for the fact that you don't have to guess what colors to do next. All the guesswork is done for you. I really like them. So I should actually explain what I'm doing. So I'm using my mid-tone now. You can do that. Some people will go with their darkest tone next, but I went ahead and just did my mid-tone next. And then I'm going to go back to my light for a minute because I want to make sure that I kind of blend that out a little bit. And
Your hand's blocking it.
sorry, I do have big hands and I don't have a coloring cam. So now I'm using the darkest and I'm going in. And really, typically the way I color is I typically would do the darkest one before I did the mid-tone, but it really, I don't know how much it matters. I've done it both ways and it seems to work out okay. So then I'm going to take my mid-tone and go over that and kind of blend it down, pulling that color towards the middle of my strawberry. All right, so I think that'll work pretty good. And then let's go ahead and use our green. So I'm going to start with my lightest again. This one.
Carrie says she missed the first part, but hello.
Hi, Carrie. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad you could make it. I was just saying at the beginning that I'm just making a card that I've wanted to make. This is a set I've had for a long time and just really wanted to play with. And so I was waiting for some sort of excuse. I don't know why I felt like I needed one. So today I just decided to go for it. Okay, so now I'll use my mid-tone to kind of blend that out a little bit. And on these little areas, I don't do a whole lot of blending because there's just not much space there to work with. So I think that's good enough for that. So there is our little strawberry, and I already did a whole bunch of them. So I've got all of our little strawberries here. Oh, and I went over the seeds with the gold brown blend.
Carrie says, I told you I'd be here last night, lol.
Carrie, I'm so glad you made it. You are true to your word, for sure. Okay, so we've got all of these little strawberries, and I will tell you that this dark red has a lot of blue tones in it, and I wanted to warm them up just a little bit. So I just took a yellow colored pencil and went over the centers just a little bit.
Ellen says she loves the fresh look of the strawberries.
Oh, thank you, Ellen. I'm telling you, they make me hungry. Not that it takes a lot, but I do love my strawberries. So I just warmed them up just a little bit. I know they're not going to be exactly the same color, but I'm not that worried about that. But I did want to warm them up so that there was definitely a little bit more yellow in our strawberry too. And I didn't color the whole strawberry. I just kind of went, if you look at a strawberry, they always have that little lighter spot. Not always, but often. So I just figured I'd use my yellow kind of across the center like that. Okay, I think our strawberries are sufficiently colored. So now, the next thing I'm going to do, be glad I didn't do the fussy cutting while we were live, because we'd be here till tomorrow. So I'm going to take my Misty. My Misty looks like it could use a good cleaning right now. It's had a workout this week. So I have the sentiment all lined up where I want it. And it says, you are very special.
Jen says looks good with the pencil added.
Oh, thank you, Jen. I love using Copics and colored pencils together. The one thing you just need to remember is if you're going to do that, you wouldn't want to use your Copics on top of your, not, these aren't Copics, sorry. These are the Triblend Spectrum Noir. Either way, you don't want to use a colored pencil first. You want to use your alcohol markers first and then use your colored pencil, because otherwise you will damage your markers. Okay, so I'm going to use my Raven ink, and we are going to ink up our sentiment, which says, you are very special. I almost always use my Misty when I am doing a sentiment, just because we want it really crisp and we want to make sure, also, especially like on something like this, I have a specific place I want it on this paper. And this just makes me have more than one chance. So even though it's in the right spot, it's not near dark enough for my liking. So we're going to go ahead and give it another go. And I'm sorry if I'm shaking the camera. All right, we're going to do it one more time. We want it nice and bold. And I actually hadn't inked this stamp before now, so it takes a little longer when you're kind of seasoning your stamp up. I think this will be the perfect amount. Let's check and see. Yep, that works for me. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and lift that out. Okay, so this is going to be a slimline card. We are going to build a panel for it using the rainbow dot slimline paper. And this is one of the greens. Let me just show you a little bit of this paper. This paper is seriously one of my favorite paper collections that Burgess Monroe carries. I am a sucker for polka dots anyway. But this is just a sampling of the colors because I've used several of them. And look at all of these beautiful colors and beautiful shades of all the colors. Definitely worth having in your stash. Okay, so we're going to build our card on this. But first, I think we'll glue this first. I just used my Circle Foundation dies. If you don't have a set of nesting circles, this is a great one to have in your stash. And if you don't, I have to ask how you've managed without it. I use this set so much.
Jackie said, "Ooh, those are going on the list."
Oh yeah, you gotta have them.
Paper, I think.
Yes, this paper is so cute. And polka dots go with so many things. Okay, let's see if I can line this up. Oh, and I should mention this grid paper. I mention it every now and then, but I can go a long time without remembering too. It's awesome when you are just wanting something just to work on. It comes, they're loose, they're not actually connected on a pad, but it comes in a package. I cannot remember how many, let me see, 25 sheets. I think this is like somewhere around $6. It's really cheap and I love it. It's really convenient. It's got measurements on it you can use. I use it partially because you can't always see, like I'm working with black, so if I was just having it on my glass mat, you wouldn't be able to see some of what I'm doing. But also, it blocks the lamp that I have. It kind of blocks the reflection of that, so that makes it easier when I'm doing a live. Okay, so we've got this piece. We'll kind of, I'm not going to attach it yet, but we'll kind of tentatively place it. So this is the tricky part. Bear with me because this always makes me nervous when I do this live. But we're going to do just a little mini, we're going to add a little mini shaker in there. It's going to be this little circle here, and we'll probably add another circle there. So I already, just for the sake of time, I went through and put some adhesive here. There are circles you can buy that are adhesive. You can buy sheets of adhesive that you could die cut it out with. But this is what worked. This is what I had. This is what worked, and these actually worked really good for me. These are the Easy Peel. I think that's what they're called.
Easy Tab.
Easy Tab adhesive dots, and I cut them into 3s, and that seemed to work perfect for this. So the only thing I didn't do was I didn't peel all of the little things off because I was afraid it would stick to something that I didn't want it to stick to, so bear with me for a second.
Candy says, score, I can broadcast you on my TV.
Oh, wow, ooh. It's good while you're looking at this. I don't know if it'll be good when I switch camera views, but...
Carrie says, I got the circle set free when Christopher gave it to us with one of the orders.
Oh, that's awesome. That's the best way to score these. Okay, so the only trick is when you cut them, they are not so easy tabbed, but if you have a little tool like this, it makes it easier. Oh my goodness. And you know what? I never thought I would get through all of my foam dots, but I use them all the time. I love them. All right, let's see if I can get this one off a little easier. Is everybody having a good week? What's on your craft table?
Candy said, of course, I can see your beautiful face too.
You're so nice, Candy. Okay, let's see.
Kids are loud today.
Yes, we have, it's nice sunny weather here in Arizona, so, and right now they're doing some construction, and I think the kids outside are interested, so they're kind of right outside my window, so hopefully you can still hear everything okay. Hopefully there's no fighting outside. All right, let's get the easy tab ones off. I'm almost done with those, so we only have a couple more to peel off.
I have a wiper card die set that got off at HSN.
A wiper card? That sounds fun. I haven't tried that yet. I'm really enjoying trying different folds. I have a fold in mind for next week.
Jackie just finished 2 mandalas, turned birthday cards.
Ooh, Jackie, that sounds cool. I love mandalas. Is that how you say it?
And then Candy said I got my first May 1st cards in the envelope into mail.
Very nice. Thank you, Candy. That's awesome. Okay.
Carrie says I have you on my 70-inch TV.
Oh, I don't know if I need to apologize for that, Carrie.
She says you got 3 boxes from Bruce Monroe today.
Ooh, that's a good day. When you get boxes from Brutus Monroe, that's a fun day. All right. So now I've got my little thing of sprinkles open, and we're going to just kind of place some of those in here. I don't think I want a half one. I think I want a whole one.
Michelle said they had snow in Pittsburgh.
Oh my goodness. I do not miss snow. I used to live in Montana for a winter, and that was enough. One winter was enough for me. I grew up in Utah, so I have been around snow, but the cold in Montana was more than I could take, but it was such a beautiful place. All right, I think I kind of always overdo it with my shakers. I always put too much stuff in them, and then they don't have enough room to move around, but I think I'm having a hard time letting go. I think we'll call that good. Does that look like enough to you guys? Do I have all the shaker colors and bits in there? Let's put a little bit more.
Carrie said Minnesota needs to warm up.
Oh, man. In Arizona, it's like we're all so grateful when we get to this time of year, and now we're all starting to be like, oh, summer's almost here. It's getting hot.
Ellen says those are so cute.
Aren't these little guys cute? I love them. I love those little tiny strawberries. I had to have them. Okay, so this is the tricky part, because I know I'm going to struggle lining this up. So the nice thing is I can cheat. See that right there? I don't know if you can see that against the white, but I'm totally going to cheat. And I'm going to trim that down because nobody will know. Bear with me. I think my scissors are on my other table. Hang on one sec. Yeah, there they are. I was fussy cutting all of those strawberries and I left my scissors over there. Okay. So we're just going to trim this guy down.
Carrie said she bought the ladybugs.
Oh man, I bet the ladybugs are cute. These little sprinklets, I think I need to purchase some more because they are just too cute. Darren's going to pretend he didn't hear me say that, huh?
Yep.
All right, I think we got enough of that. Yep, nothing's showing now. And I think we did okay with the shaker as far as the quantity. We might have even been able to put a few more in there, but like I said, I usually go too crazy and then they don't move around much. Okay, so now we've got these two pieces ready to go. Okay, that's going to be fun. So now we are just going to build a little bit of a little kind of a spray of our
Jack says Sprinkletz, the list is getting longer.
I know, aren't they cute, Jackie? So I'm going to start putting this on here so that we can build around it now. I'm going to use some easy tear tape. If you guys haven't tried this, you need to because this stuff is amazing. I love it. Okay, so I think we'll go, do I want that on the top maybe? I think that's going to work better. So let's do it like this. We'll center this one. I'm just trying to make sure my sentiment is at least approaching straight. And that's where your grid can come in handy. You can kind of use it to make sure, and I'm still kind of eyeballing it, but I think, oops, we need to move it over a little bit. I think that's close enough. And if you notice, one of the things I really like, a lot of the Brutus Monroe sentiments, they're not so rigidly placed that you can't, like, there's a little play. It's not completely, what's the word, symmetrical? So if you're off a little bit, it's very forgiving. I need that. I don't know about you, but I definitely need stuff that's forgiving. So I'm just going to put, so this is going to lay, it's going to rest on this. So I don't want to have a foam dot here and a foam dot here because it wouldn't lay down flat. But I need the foam here so that it makes up for this layer. Does that make sense? So I just put the tape where it's going to rest, and I put the foam dot where it needs to kind of meet the background piece. Okay, I think we'll put that right about there. Okay. I think we'll put that guy maybe right there. I want them all to be touching, but I don't know if they all have to touch. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. So this one, I'll put this one down first. Actually, let's see. I'll just put that kind of where I want it, and then we'll go from there, and I'll glue it down after. So somewhere in that vicinity works. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of my liquid glue on this, just because it's fast when I'm on a live. And we'll go ahead and we'll just plop that down. Okay, so I am going to put one of our strawberries here on our little white piece. I haven't decided if I want to pop it up yet or not, so we'll wait just a minute. I did have a whole different thing ready for this, but I moved this around and it kind of threw me off, so I'm gonna have to rearrange. I was just kind of playing with it this morning, kind of seeing what I wanted to do, and now I've kind of switched it up. You're gonna have to just bear with me while I kind of calibrate how I want to lay these on here. I think I will do... I love these little leaves because they're great when you want to make a little spray. You can kind of, they work as the meat of your kind of wreath, I guess you could call it. And let's do one right with that one. And maybe, do we want one there? Kind of tucked behind. I don't know if we need this little guy. Yep, I think I like that better. All right, so let's just do a little gluing for a second. Actually, I might use my tissue tape just in case I want to reposition anything. Though I will tell you that the tissue tape is really, really sticky, so if you can plan, because it doesn't come up real easy. Which you kind of, that's a good thing, right? All right, I'm going to cut just a little piece of I'm going to take a little piece of these foam dots, because I think I want to get a little bit of depth in there. Changed it up a little so that all of them are at different depths on the card. And then we'll kind of put this guy in there. I think right there will work. This one I think I will glue down. So I'm going to give Darren a shout out. First of all, I want to tell Darren, thank you so much for helping me, and thank you for being, he is the most supportive. I'm telling you, I am such a lucky lady to be married to him. And I probably don't tell him near enough, but I do want to point it out right now, and I do want to wish him, his birthday is tomorrow. So I want to be able to completely embarrass him a little bit and just tell him happy birthday. Love you.
I'm old.
He is. This is a big birthday for him. This is number, can I say?
Yeah. Okay.
He's the big 50. So it's a milestone birthday. He's been enjoying getting the senior citizen mail that he's been getting.
Getting old folks mail.
Let's see, we'll do that. Or do we want to do that? I kind of like it like that. We'll do that. It's very quiet.
I'm getting happy birthdays. Thank you, everybody.
Darren says thanks to everybody for the birthday wishes. I am being a little bit of a stink eye from him. All right, let's see. I've got to get this guy off. There we go.
Michelle said, okay, finally home. I brought way too many Sprinkletz for all seasons.
Aren't they cute? Yeah, I don't blame you. They are the cutest little things. Oh, I am loving these strawberries. I am telling you right now, I am going to be making strawberry things for a little bit because these are just too fun. Makes me want strawberry desserts.
She said my turn fit to ask if I could trade him in for two 25-year-olds.
Oh, I have my hands full with one.
Gary says, welcome to the 50 Club Airport. We'll send you stuff now. Yeah. No, that's AARP. It's it was correct, not airport.
I was wondering what the airport was going to be sending you. I was kind of intrigued. I was like, oh, maybe that's a good thing.
Autocorrect sucks.
Okay, so we just need to attach these two little guys and we'll have all of our berries in place. I think we'll just cut this in half.
And it said I have 4 years yet before 50.
I've got a few years left too.
Enjoy it while you can.
And I'm going to enjoy that my husband is so much older than me.
It goes so fast.
He's just not even saying anything about it. He's so sweet. Letting me get away with that, Darren.
Yeah.
All right, we're just going to place our last little strawberry here. And now I think I put that down a little lower than I had actually planned to, but I think it's okay. That is awesome. I hear 50 is one of those good, you know, people say their favorite ages. I hear 50 is one of those. So I'm actually, I thought that this looks like it's cut a little crooked. I used one of those edge stamps, border stamps, and it looks like I was off a little bit, but that's okay because I tell you, I usually have some sort of a backup plan because I need an escape route sometimes. So we're going to put that on. And we are going to put I have some ribbon we're going to add. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit of ribbon to finish our little panel off. And I love grosgrain ribbon, but I have a harder time getting the bow to look just right. So bear with me.
Thank you, Kari.
You do?
Yep, I like the strawberries.
Aw, thanks, Darren.
Kari says her husband turns 54 this year and she'll be 3.
That is awesome.
From August to October.
That's fun.
His 50 was fun. My 2 BFS and I went to Bon Jovi.
Oh, that sounds like a fun way to spend your birthday.
I went to a Kiss concert 20 years ago and it was all bald heads.
Darren says he went to a Kiss concert 20 years ago and everybody there had bald heads. Now you fit more in.
Now I fit in, yeah.
You have a full head of hair though. You just are closer to the age. Okay, so I'm using, this is Scarlet Cardstock.
Michelle
And
the ribbon was a nice touch.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. So this is already cut. These are all 8.5 by 3.5. The papers in the Slimline Rainbow Dot collection. So I cut this one to, what was it, Darren? 7.5. And then I left the edges because it's 8.5 by 11, right? Your sheet of paper. I just decided to leave it so that just the sides would have a little edge. And it looks like I moved my little... Probably needed to move this piece over a little. Let's see if I can do it without killing the card. Because sometimes you just have to go, it's okay. It's better to leave it. I think this one is one of those cases where it's better to just leave it. I didn't get it over quite as far as I wish I had.
Mary Beth's card is adorable.
Oh, thank you so much.
And she set an alarm for 2 Central Time.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, we're Pacific Time for now. Carrie.
Thanks, Carrie.
That will change the next daylight savings time, though.
Yes, in Arizona, we don't actually have daylight savings time. So, we're always a little bit odd. So, I'm just deciding if I want to use my tissue tape, if I want to add foam. I think we'll just stick with the tissue tape. I think that'll still lay flat enough even with the ribbon. Oh, that's a good idea, Michelle. To be honest, Michelle, I'm okay with it. Maybe that's bad, but it's so minute, just this little tiny one that I think I'm gonna leave it because I like my bow and everything. I may fuss with it after. We'll see. Sometimes I do that before I take the photo. But for now...
Jen says the card's adorable.
Thank
Carrie
you.
says this is a real pretty card. I love the new t-shirt that Christopher's out.
Oh my gosh, yes, that t-shirt. I'm dying over that. There's a new t-shirt on the Brutus Monroe site and it says card dealer. Right?
Yeah.
It's so cute. I will say I don't think that they'll be around long because I think everybody's going to love that.
Ellen says Brutus Monroe cardstock is so yummy. She likes it so heavy.
I do too. It is really nice cardstock. I should mention, one thing I didn't mention earlier is the strawberries that I colored. I did use Perfect Blend cardstock for that. That is wonderful cardstock when you are using colored pencils or alcohol markers or even just ink blending. It just really makes that process really smooth. All right, so these should be the same, but I'm coming up odd. But it was pre-cut, so I probably just have a weird little... I'm just going to cut it. I don't know. Do you guys cheat like this?
Not cheating if it works in the end.
Yeah. It's a little easier with longer scissors.
Wait, your card upside down.
It probably looks upside down to you, but if I do it this way. Yeah, when we... so Darren, bless his heart, he always edits my videos for me and then puts them on YouTube. And so he'll take care of that so that it's going the right direction. And then I'm just adding some black enamel dots just because, you know, I can't have a card without them. I just seem to have some sort of enamel dot addiction. All right. So there is our finished card. I'll show you both ways so that when Darren does the editing that it works. We've got our little shaker. We've got our pretty little strawberries. And I think that turned out really fun. And it helped that we had all of this cut out. This is probably the hardest part. Once you get them colored, I just sat by the TV last night and just leisurely cut them out. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll show you the card one more time. You are very special and you guys are very special to me. I really do appreciate your watching today and joining me for fun. And like I said, I have a fun card in mind for next week. And I will give you a little preview of what I'm going to use. I won't show you everything, but I will tell you it involves this cute little gnome stamp. All right, thank you so much. I will see you next Wednesday at the same time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.